Wake up, Dado.
What time is it?
Showtime.
What show?
Our show. The Ethan and Dado Show. Attention, it's the Ethan and Dado Show. Hello. It's the Ethan and Dado Show. Yay!
Welcome to the Ethan and Dada Show. How's it going, buddy? Say hello.
Hello.
So I can't put my finger on it, but something seems a little different about you since the last podcast we did.
What?
You look a little older.
What?
How old are you?
What?
How old are you?
8.
What? You were just 7 the last time we did an episode. When did that happen?
I don't know.
It happened last week.
5 years ago.
Did you have a good birthday?
Yeah.
And what did Mom and I get you for your birthday?
A bike.
Yeah, so we just started trying to learn how to ride it. You know, you've been pedaling and I've been holding onto the back of the seat trying to keep up with you. And you keep telling me, Dad, you better not let go, right?
Yeah.
You're worried I'm going to let go because I told you that Papa let go when he was holding me and I just rode off and you don't want me to do that. My dad. Well, they know Papa's my dad.
No, they don't.
But so you don't want me to let go like my dad let go when I was riding.
No.
Okay. So we're doing great, but I know you really want to get riding on your own, and I think we're close. So I thought that maybe we should bring in an expert to try to teach you. Is that a good idea?
Yeah.
So I found this guy, but I'm your dad. I can't just trust anyone. So let's look at his qualifications and see if he's the right guy for this job, right?
Yeah.
All right. So he was in his first bike race when he was 10. So only 2 years older than you are now. That's pretty good. He was on the 2020 Olympic cycling team in Tokyo. Not bad.
No.
And he competed in the Tour de France, the most famous bike ride in the world, 3 times. What do you think? Should we give this guy a chance?
Yeah.
Joining us now, all the way from Spain, professional cyclist Lawson Craddock. Lawson, how's it going?
Hey guys, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. It's great to hear you got a bike. What kind of bike is it?
It's called a Guardian.
Nice. Hey, what color is it? That's the most important thing.
Green and blue.
Nice. Blue's my favorite color.
What was your first bike?
Let's see. My first bike. I don't even know. I remember I got off my training wheels at like maybe 3 years old, so I was pretty young.
They don't really use training wheels so much anymore.
No, yeah, it's a lot different. A lot of times, yeah, we got our kids on Strider bikes. I think that's kind of the new thing that teaches them that balance. So.
What do you remember? You're 32 years old now. What do you remember about learning how to ride a bike for the first time?
Oh man, well, I think when I learned how to ride a bike for the first time, I was mainly just trying to keep up with my older brother. He's 2 years older, so he was a bit more advanced, and he was always on his bike, and you know he ripped his trainer wheels off when I guess he was 5, and you know you see your older brother do that, and you're like, I want to do it too. So, but I remember just riding down the hill and the first time actually going without training wheels and balancing my own and just feeling, I don't know, a massive sense of freedom, you know, that I could just rip and, you know, feeling the wind blow through me. It was one of my first memories actually I've ever had.
So Ethan, you're excited to ride a bike, but I know you also have some concerns. Like yesterday, you said to me, I don't know about this. You don't be embarrassed. Everyone's worried when they start to learn. Just tell me what you're worried about.
Cut that out.
Are you worried about falling? Or just tell me yes or no. Are you worried about falling?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm so worried about falling. So
I told you a little bit about this, but we have the best possible person to tell us how to deal with this. Because like I told you, when Lawson was riding on the Tour de France 2018, at the very beginning of this 3-week race, he rode over someone's water bottle, which is why I tell you to pick up your toys. It's not safe. But he rode over someone's water bottle, crashed his bike, and he broke his scapula. Do you know what a scapula is?
No.
I didn't either. It's a fancy way to say shoulder. But I showed you a picture of Lawson. No offense, Lawson. He didn't look so good. But he got back up. And not only did he get back on the bike, he finished a couple thousand more miles to finish out the whole race after that big crash. So this guy knows about falling and getting back up. He can help you. Lawson, how can we help Ethan not worry so much about falling?
Oh, look, I mean, yeah, exactly like you said. That was a big fall of mine. Probably one of the bigger crashes I've ever had. And to be honest with you, it's a great story. So, you know, you always think when you crash that, you know, your ride's over, your race is over. But, you know, it's all about your mentality actually when you hit the ground, So my thought the second I hit the ground was, oh man, I got to get back up. I want to keep going. This is something I really enjoy. So yeah, that's what kept me going. Crashing is all part of the story. It's part of riding a bike, and yeah, you hopefully it's never too bad. But there's always a good picture that comes out of it. I feel like.
Ethan, does that make you feel any better about falling?
No.
No, well, yeah, I'll tell you what. I mean, modern medicine's an incredible thing. So you always know you can be patched back up, and you know. But yeah, I mean, I've fallen many a times, and actually, when I was young and your age, I actually learned the proper way to crash. I went out in the field and put a bunch of big helmet and elbow pads and everything. I learned, that because inevitably you will crash. And I learned the best way actually to hit the ground and almost do the tuck and roll. So
Yeah, tell us about that. So there's a good way to crash and fall so you're not going to get so hurt. Can you tell Ethan the best way to fall?
So we'll say I don't know if there's a good way, but there's definitely a better way to crash. But the main thing is that you don't want to your first reaction. You almost have to go against all of your instincts. You want to catch yourself and put your arm out, and to prevent yourself from falling or hitting the ground. But really, you want to keep your arms in, keep your legs in, and find a safe spot, a soft spot to actually go down. And then your goal is when you do hit the ground, that you almost do the old tuck and roll. So
Okay, that doesn't sound so bad. Now, Ethan, what do you think the hardest thing is? Is it balancing? You having trouble
Balancing.
balancing? I think that's kind of the what. Do you have any tips on how to balance?
I mean, I think in terms of balance, it's all about repetition. Getting on your bike and honestly just being brave and having confidence in yourself. It's something that at the beginning it's very daunting. You might be a little scared that you can't. You don't think that you can do it, but it's definitely in there somewhere. And you've learned how to walk on your own 2 feet, and you didn't start doing that at first. So yeah, just trust in the process, knowing that it is a bit of work to get it done, but there's no better feeling than once you finish it and know how.
Do you remember what you did to learn how to walk? Just do the same thing. You don't remember much about that?
No.
Yeah.
So I think with this advice, he's going to be riding within a couple days. So
So yeah.
since we have you at our disposal, let's look ahead of spec because we live in a very hilly town. Not a lot of flat streets here. And, as they say, the Tour de France is won and lost in the hills. So any tips for dealing with a neighborhood that's very hilly?
Ooh, yeah. That is a good question. I mean, one thing about the hills going down them, you do have the speed, and that kind of helps you with the balance a bit more. But
Or we need him to come back home for dinner.
I know, yeah, exactly. You need to get up the hills though. I mean, I would definitely try and if you can find a flat spot, maybe a parking lot or something that you can work on, and that'd be ideal. And I would try and add the hills in for later. But I'm watching my own kids, try to ride up and down them, and at first they do seem to get a little bit out of control. But the thing with at least going down the hills, you get a lot of speed. So the trick is, or the basics are you got to keep your eyes open. You gotta keep your feet on the pedals, and yeah, you gotta trust your body and trust your balance, all the work that you put into getting there.
All right, Ethan has. Let's talk about racing a little bit. Ethan has a question.
What's it like being in the Olympics?
Oh man, yeah, the Olympics was definitely one of the the biggest honors of my entire career. It's something that when I was your age, I was already dreaming about. Watching on TV every summer, every winter, or not every summer, but when they came around and just being inspired. So it was definitely Well, the second I started riding a bike, it was a big goal of mine, and it took a lot of work and it took a lot of dedication and a lot of sacrifice from my family and me to actually get the chance to make it, and yeah, fortunately was able to get there. So it was very special. I was very proud to represent the U.S. at the Olympics, and yeah, it's a memory I'll hold on forever.
Now, Ethan? How fast do you think Lawson? How many miles an hour do you think Lawson rides when he's on a bike?
1,000,000 miles per hour.
That might be a spec hot.
Well, that's what it feels like at times.
What do you kind of average in a race, and what's like the fastest you've ever been clocked at?
Yeah. Let's see. I think for most races we average, a lot of it depends on the terrain, if it's big mountainous or flat stages. But if it's a flat day, we'll average, 26, 28, sometimes 30 miles an hour.
So at some places you'd be over the speed limit and could get a speeding ticket.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the fastest I've ever gone is probably around 60 to 65 miles an hour, which is too fast for me these days.
I do not recommend you go that fast yet.
Yeah.
I go more. I feel faster.
So, I'm curious about some of the things that happen during a race. So, Ethan and I were talking about how there's a car that drives next to you in case something happens, because these are really long races, and you can talk to the car and the other riders. Ethan, what do you think when they're in a long, hard bike race and Lawson's talking to his teammates in the car? What do you think they talk about?
You think we're talking about like what we're having for breakfast, what we're having for dinner?
That's what I'm worried. That's what I'm wondering. Like, I'm sure you talk about serious stuff, like where you're supposed to position yourself, but is there also any like small talk, or is it all serious?
No, absolutely. I mean, especially in some of those longer races, you do have quite a bit of downtime during the race where the race isn't really full on yet, and so you're kind of just cruising along. So there is time to find friends from other teams or from your own team and chat with and have a joke. But then most of the times when the race is serious and it's on, it's a lot of yelling and screaming and so. But it's tough, it's all three. It's like chops on reels. You're trying to think and ride as hard as you can at the same time. So it can be a bit complicated for sure.
So, Ethan, this question is specifically for you because I think you like this one. So, Lawson, when you're riding for hours at a time, you're drinking a lot of water. I think you know where I'm headed with this. Have to go to the bathroom and you're in the middle of a race. What do you do?
All right. Well, let's see. Ethan, what do you think we do?
You stop and use the bathroom, or you just pee on the ground.
What?
That's pretty spot on. I mean, I think we're almost ready to be a professional cyclist right now.
So you mean to tell us you do not get off the bike, you just do your business as you're riding 60 miles an hour?
Well, let's see. There's definitely like a bit of a skill gap in this, and something that even after 15 years of racing, I haven't really figured out. Some guys can actually go to the bathroom while their bike is still going. Yeah, I like to stop, pull over, and then do my business, and then keep going. So, but I won't lie, there are guys that, and I'm not going to say if I've ever done it or not, but when it's been pouring down rain and you're soaking wet anyways, there's definitely been guys that have just gone straight in their pants.
But you didn't do that when you were 8. Let's get that.
Nope, no. It took me years. Maybe 8.5.
All right, so you still have to come home and knock on the door.
Yeah.
So, Ethan, we were just talking about we heard the news. What did we hear about Lawson?
He's retiring.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
This is his last year. We're winding down. A couple months left, and I guess he's coming home to Texas.
That's right.
What's the deal? Why are you
Yeah.
giving it up? Ethan's very concerned, right?
Yeah.
Oh, look. Well, I have been racing. I've been on a bike pretty much since I was your age, and at this point, I've got kids of my own, and I'm getting a little tired. I'm finding it's pretty hard to actually find that balance of racing and trying to be a parent at the same time. So I would say that's the biggest reason, so I can be at home more and spend more time with my family and kids, and so. But yeah, I mean it's definitely the end of an era. I've got about 1 week left in my last race, and then we'll be over in Europe until around December time. So very excited. The sport's been awesome, and it's one thing it's taught me is that just to keep believing and keep trying, and when how to give your everything to something. I when I started riding a bike around your age, I never knew where it was gonna lead me, and I just committed to it fully, and that's something that my parents kind of instilled for me from a very young age. And yeah, I just enjoy the ride where it took me, and very fortunate for what this sport and this life has given me.
Have I instilled anything on you at a young age? Have I taught you anything important?
Only some bad words.
I haven't taught you any bad words. Where do you come up with this stuff? Um, So what are you going to do next? Can you, after racing at high speeds, dangerous conditions, can you go for a casual ride in the park and enjoy it?
Yeah. Yeah, yes and no. I think it will always be a competitive, competitive spirit when I get on the bike and wanting to go as fast as I can. I'll definitely still ride it a bit and maybe do some races on the local scene. But yeah, as far as doing the 30-hour training weeks, I'm not too keen on doing that anymore. So yeah, just ride the bike for fun. Try different disciplines, maybe get on the mountain bike a little bit more, and so. But we'll see. Maybe you pick up running. I don't know. I don't really know. I haven't thought about it too much.
How many bikes do you actually own, or does the team own your bikes?
Yes and no. So I think actually, to my name, I only own maybe 2 or 3 bikes. But yeah, all the bikes that I race on and train on a regular basis are owned by the team. So I was thinking about this the other day. I'll take my bikes back to the team at the end of the year, and then I won't even have a road bike until I buy one. So
You're gonna walk into a bike store like
yeah, yeah, right.
any parting words of advice for kids out there everywhere who are trying to get on a bike for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, I was only riding a bike for fun. Is some of the best memories I've ever had, and especially on 2 wheels. And you know, I definitely took for granted a lot of the times and moments with my friends and parents and family riding a bike. And if I were to go back now, I wouldn't change anything, but I just try to enjoy those moments a little bit more in the time. So yeah, every time you get on the bike, just know that you're doing it to have a good time, and make sure you commit to that.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Lawson, congratulations on an incredible run. Enjoy your last week. Enjoy your extra time with your kids now. I'm sure they're happy to have you not trading 30 hours a week. And we really appreciate you taking time to talk with us.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
That's about it. We just have our usual announcements. Make sure to visit ethananddado.com. Follow us on Instagram at ethananddado. Follow Lawson on Instagram. He's going to have lots more time to be posting pictures. Just his name at Lawson Craddock. Ethan, anything else we need to promote?
Subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Ethan wants that silver button. What's it called?
Play button.
The silver play button. We don't.
Red diamond play button.
Isn't that like 1 million followers or something?
Oh, that's like 10 million subscribers.
10 million subscribers? All right. Well, until next time, pedestrians, watch out. Ethan is hitting the road, and we will catch you next time.